Hello. Hi. Welcome to the live stream, the Thursday live stream. Um, it's Thursday, July the 3rd, 2025. Here we are. Here we are. Why is it always clipping? It's always clipping. My microphone's always clipping on me now. I don't know why it does that, but I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Anyway, hope everybody's doing well. Um, feeling past couple days I've started feeling under the weather. Yeah, I don't know. Feeling worn down right now. I feel like I need to lay down, if that makes any sense. But anyways, I digress. Um, what are we doing today? Well, we're gonna take a look at this 8-track player for fun, for shits and giggles. I'm gonna open up an 8-track player. Um, yeah, could be kind of neat. I don't know. I know it doesn't work. I bought it and it doesn't work. So we'll take, well, or at least the tape part of it doesn't work. Because there's a built-in radio, AM, FM radio, as well as some auxiliary stuff that you can connect to it. So it's like kind of like a receiver slash, um, yeah, receiver slash 8-track player. Anyway, the reason why we're doing this too is because I'm still not sure what I want to do with the Vic. Um, I'm at a I'm at a real uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Fork in the road with that thing. Don't know what I want to do. So, we'll just kind of go from there. Um, yeah. So we're gonna do this today. What else did I do this week though? I got MIDI working on the sampler, which is great. 5-pin DIN, which is great. Where seems to work pretty well. Um, yeah, and I'm moving on to the PCB layout. Um, Apologies for not going into detail on the circuit and everything that I use to go into um, the ESP32. But as I said in the video, I was kind of working late. It was a holiday here on Tuesday, so I kind of lost a couple days of work because the kids were home, and yeah, so um, I was kind of forced to work late one evening. So I wasn't able to go into the detail that I was hoping to get into. Um, what else? But I'm going to be going into a bit more detail uh, in my next video, which I'm doing the PCB layout for the sampler, which is awesome. Hey Ed, how you doing? Somebody keeps messaging me. Sorry about the dings. Good. Yeah, things are good. Things are good. I was just going over the what I'm doing with the sampler this week, doing the PCB layout, and I got to make a decision about buttons soon, all that stuff. So it's you know, it's shaping up. So hopefully next week the PCB will get done. Yeah, I'm okay. Been feeling a little bit under the weather lately. Past couple days, I've been feeling a little under the weather, but I'm powering through. You know, getting stuff done. But yeah, I'm debating whether for the I posted a video on another channel of my project so far. Oh, sweet, sweet. Yeah, drop a link in the chat here, and I would love to check it out. That sounds awesome. That's great. Happy to hear you're making progress on your project. That's awesome. That's really great. Um, yeah, so yeah, I'm doing the PCB layout this week for the ESP32 sampler. Hey, Chaz. Which variant of the ESP32 you going with the S3? No, I've got I'm on a bit of a budget right now, so I'm just using what I have on hand, which is the um what is it called? The it's the first model of the ESP32, um, which is the Vroom 3, or I think it's called. So there's a lot less memory. Um, and Which is kind of a drag, but I'm trying to mimic the behavior of the Casio SK1, right? So I'm not too concerned about the memory part of it. It would be cool to have USB, like MIDI over USB native on the device, but I'm just gonna go with 5 pin for the moment, and I'll probably upgrade to either the S3, um, or a different microcontroller altogether when I start the SP1200 style sampler, which is going to be next in the sort of sampler series. Um, but yeah, I'm starting on the PCB this week for the ESP32 sampler, and so I need to figure out if I'm gonna send it off. I might send it off to like PCB Way, or like a one of those kind of like board houses, to get the PCB done, or I might use my CNC machine. But the caveat with the CNC machine is that um, I can really only accurately do a single-sided board on it, um, which it's just means it's going to be pretty big, the PCB. But again, I don't really know what I'm using for the enclosure yet either. So yeah, I got to figure all that stuff out. But yeah, it's going well though. I'm really happy with the progress that I'm making on it. It's got all the features that I kind of wanted from the get-go. Um, I did notice with the I that sounds like a good plan. How long have you been doing electronics and hardware? Actually, well, I've been interested in it for a while. Um, it's always been kind of a hobby, but then about, I guess, 3 or 4 years ago now, I quit my job. I had a day job, and I quit my job and I went back to school. Um, and I went to just a local community college, and I studied um, electronics technology. It's like an electronics technologist, so it's sort of like a step below a full-on engineer. That's how a lot of people describe it. And so you're able to kind of like, understand how circuits work. You're able to kind of like create basic circuits, but you can't like sign off on stuff if like on commercial products. Um, at least that's kind of like my understanding of it. Um, but yeah, so I did that 3 or 4 years ago, and then I worked a little bit, and then now I'm just doing this. I just wanted to put all my energy into kind of like this project here, which is just like making gear, building my studio that will eventually be comprised of all gear that I've made myself, and I'll be able to make music, make beats, whatever, all with gear that I have myself. I went down the CNC rabbit hole, but I'm actually about to pull the trigger on a pick and play. Oh, wow. Damn. Cool. But always send off to one big PCB. Yeah, for the boards. Yeah, well, I'm considering that too because, doing a single-sided board is just going to take forever. It's just going to take forever. And like, I think, like I guess the good part is that I can check, I can do like, um what do you call it, I can like print out tests of the board for just to test like the footprints and stuff to make sure that I've measured everything correctly, because I think I will have to do a couple custom footprints, um especially if I go with the buttons that I'm looking at. um which are like kind of like a keyboard style, not a sorry, not a keyboard style, like a musical keyboard, but like a mechanical keyboard button. Apparently, they're really fast with the response on them, so that's really exciting. I think it should be pretty cool. So, but yeah, I'm thinking that I might send it off to a big board house, and then I can, um, yeah, I think it'll be better. I think it'll just be better, in terms of, having that layer over top of the traces and stuff. I forget what the green layer is called right now off the top of my head, but I don't know why I can't remember what it's called, but I think it would just make, in terms of like noise and stuff like that, um, it'll be a lot better. Oh, that sucks, Ed. That sucks. Stupid. Maybe when the stream is done, maybe drop a comment. I would love to see it though. That sounds really cool. Um, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what you're doing. I was looking at, like I think I mentioned before, I was looking at that Raspberry Pi module that you said you were using for your project, and it looks really cool. I've actually got a Raspberry Pi project on the go right now. Excuse me. Um, that I'm hoping to get some videos up soon on the channel with. It's kind of a different kind of module, but it kind of goes with the ESP32 sampler. So, anyway, yeah, and then what else did I do this week? Well, I worked on the basement a little bit. I got a whole bunch of free electrical stuff from my dad, which was really awesome. It's gonna save a couple bucks. Got some wire, got some outlets, got some switches, got some lights, some LED lights. So yeah, it should be good. Hopefully get some electrical done this week, assuming I start feeling better. And yeah, so it's going well. It's going well. Uh, uh, yeah, yeah. So, anyways, so um, yeah, I'm gonna crack open this 8-track player today. Solder mask. Thank you. That's what it's called. Yes, solder mask. Anyway, I think it'll be really nice to have a solder mask on there because like it's pretty complicated um to do yourself. So, and I think it really, especially with audio signals, I could just be blowing smoke here, but I think it'll cut down on the noise. So, and that's going to be a big thing, you know, uh, putting that all together. So, anyways, so I got my 8-track player here that I got at the thrift store. Bought it for a whopping $8, and it's like a It's like a what do you call it? Like an 8-track player with a built-in radio, and you can hook up like an auxiliary. You can have like if you had wanted a cassette deck on it or something, you could hook it up, record player or whatever. Anyways, I tried it out, and the radio works and everything, but the 8-track doesn't work. So I'll just show you that it doesn't work. Um, so I got it hooked up to my amp. Um, I got this sweet Johnny Cash. If you're into your country and western, you know, it really sucks that you can't find like really good stuff on 8-track. Like it's expensive to find like the tasty stuff. Johnny Cash was the tastiest stuff I could find at the thrift store. So, which I mean, he's not bad and everything. He's just not normally something I listen to all the time. But yeah, if you pop it in, Nothing happens. You don't even hear it, and nothing like the motor doesn't engage or anything. And I'm trying there's like a selector button where you can select the channel that you're on because there's four channels on an 8-track, right? But yeah, it just doesn't want to work. So I think we'll unplug it. We'll crack it open. But you can hear the radio working. Ugh, and it don't really get much down here. You probably can't hear that though. Anyway. Oh, hey. Oh.
Fine that we all kind of knew what would be in this article before we read it, which is the city is hiring someone else to
Okay, there you go. You get some local Toronto news there. There you go. Well, let's unplug it and then we'll crack it open. We'll crack her open. See what is see what's missing. See if anything's missing. See if anything is obviously exploded. Hopefully nothing's exploded. But you can always learn something from cracking something open. So you might as well. Well, looks like there's screws on the bottom. So I guess we'll take the screws out of the bottom. So anyways, that's pretty cool. I picked up an old vinyl system someone was tossing and considered stripping it for parts or something. Uh, yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's got to be some cool stuff like that you can do with maybe like the motor, in the um, from a vinyl player. I bet you could do something cool with a motor. Um, yeah, I'm gonna take the feet off. I had an old record player that was kind of like one of those all-in-one systems, um, with like the built-in speaker, like where it comes like with like the speakers attached on top, and then you take off the speakers and um, it shows the record player kind of thing. The needle was just completely gone, so I don't know, I kind of gave up on it. But if you can find a replacement needle, you probably can get it working again pretty easily. Those old machines are pretty robust from what I've heard. So, all right. Oh, it's already coming. It's already coming apart on me here. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Neat. Some old shit. Look at that. I think I figured out why it's not working. I think there should be a belt right here. Am I able to, oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think there should be a belt here. That could be why it's not working. I'm gonna use my deductive reasoning skills. Look at all this, eh? Got some inductors here. Got some capacitors. What else? Got a big wonkin capacitor here. Look at this one. Look at this one. It's huge. They all look good though. Nothing's bulging or anything. So that's encouraging. That's very encouraging. What are the chances I have a belt that'll fit? Looks like it's pretty wide. I say we crack up, we grab the. Oh, it looks like there's some. Actually, you know what? Looks like there's some like garbage on this one. So let's grab the. Yeah, it looks like there's like rubber residue on the spindles here. I'm unplugged, right? Okay. Yes, I am. Okay. Yeah. So let's clean it up. Let's clean it up. See if it gets working again. Looks like a tiny turntable and a bunch of tiny drums and stuff. Yep. Yeah. I guess they operate on the same principle, right? Unless you have like a direct drive turntable. I have a direct drive turntable that I use um, for like my day to day listening. And I've been looking for what I would really like to find is a direct drive cassette deck because I've got the cassette deck that I have now is what do you call it? It's a belt driven one and it's like all over the place in terms of playback speed. Good evening, good morning, or whatever, wherever one is. Hey, Brian, thanks for coming. Just cracking open this 8-track player today towards your project today. Okay. Well, let's clean all this residue off these things. Does working on these projects translate well to your modern projects like the sampler? Ah, that's a great question, Chaz. Thanks for the thoughtful question. I find anytime that I crack something open, there's always something to learn. Um, and what it really gets it what really happens is it really gets my mind going in terms of the components. Um, like you look at sort of like the circuitry and you're able to identify components and stuff and then I always think about like, hey, like how could is there something in there that I could use on a modern project, right? Like I look at the motors and I go like, what could I use a motor for? Could I do like some sort of like motorized device for, I don't know, controlling something or creating some kind of effect. And also just to kind of like keep my chops up in terms of diagnosing stuff because like when you're making boards, right? Like you have to be able to diagnose problems all the time. So I find like working on broken stuff and then working on or stuff that is even just older that you want to modify, it just really helps a lot. And Ed says a lot of vintage cassette Walkman style players on the market usually just need a new belt. Yeah, yeah, I've got a couple. I was in one of my beat making. I did a beat making live stream a couple weeks ago, and I showed off. I'll be right back. Just give me one sec. I got this guy in the box, in the box with all the foam inside and stuff. $20. Or no, it was $10 at Goodwill. Like freaking amazing. And then I got another one a couple months ago now, but it was the same sort of thing. It was brand new in the box. Nobody ever used it. It's wild. Pretty cool. But yeah, I've got my wife and I, we collect cassettes. So we have like a huge collection upstairs. Um, been really buying a lot of cassettes lately, but it's interesting. The past we've been collecting for a little while now, and you can. It's interesting because like I think people are buying more cassettes now because like you go out and you can't find anything. Look at that on the One of the one spindle. Look at that. I think it's dirty. I could be wrong. I think it's dirty. You believe that? So yeah, I'm just gonna try and get all this stuff off, and hopefully I have a belt too. Actually, I should probably look for a belt first before I keep cleaning. I got some belts up here. Let's see. There we go. I got my little drawer of belts. Yeah, I've only got one thick one. I've only got one thicker one. Buddies, I think we could be in Destiny mode here. Yeah, look at that. Destiny. Unfortunately, I remember 8-track players in cars. I was only a kid. I'd like to add maybe mid 70s. Got it. Yeah, no, I remember I think my grandparents probably had a 8-track player, but I don't remember anybody having an 8-track player in their car. I remember cassette decks for sure. But I was born in I guess 80. Yeah, 80. So I missed out on 8 tracks. So whenever I see them though, I'm just like, man, those are neat, and I just want to mess with it. And then I've seen people actually use them for like recording and stuff. Apparently, there are some that are like really high end recording, can do really high end like audio recording on them. And then they use them as a part of their signal chain. So that sounds pretty cool to me. Something like that would be really really cool. Man, this one, look at that. Look at that. Gross. Man, look at that. Like you don't know where this thing's been, you know? And you have to wonder like maybe like people were like, you know, heavy smokers or something, you know? And then they just and like you can tell it doesn't smell though, so that's a good sign. Um I've bought things before where it's like um you open it up and you can smell like old tobacco on it. So if you smoke, make sure you clean your stuff. Wow, just a kid born in 80. I was just about working by then. Nice. All right. Cool. All right. Here we go. I've got most of it off. I'll try and get a good shot of it for you guys. I could probably use a little bit of sandpaper on it, even too, but I don't want to mess with it too much. And it's also, my basement's also kind of torn apart right now, so I don't know where I put everything. But I'll show you the little spindles and stuff. So there's one of the ends. It still has some residue on there. Well, let's see if I can get that. Still has some residue on there, but I think it'll be okay. I got most of it, but this one cleaned up really nicely. This one's gonna be harder. There you go. That one actually cleaned up pretty well. So I'm gonna throw this belt on it. Then we're gonna plug it in, pop in Johnny Cash, and see what happens. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't work. I don't know. I have no idea. I've never used an 8-track before. So hopefully it works. The belt is nice and tight. It's a little snug, but I think we can probably adjust the speed. Look at that. Like that's kind of cool. All right. I think I could probably make it. It's pretty tight. I'm a little bit worried that it might be too tight, but all right. Maybe I'll push it down just a little bit more, and then we'll see if it works. Wouldn't it be awesome if it worked? All right. Let's hear what do we got on here anyway? We got none of the songs I know, and apparently it's his original golden hits. Johnny's original golden hits. Without there's not a single song I know on there. Big River, I guess, is a big one. I don't know. Is that a big one? I'm not that familiar with Johnny's catalog. Anyway, all right, let's plug it in. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. All right. Uh, that switch is pretty wobbly. Of course, I unplugged the audio. You need that. Okay, so we have sound still. Volume 2, the second string of hits. Yeah, I guess so, eh? Hey, thanks for coming. Disparity bit. Awesome. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. All right, let's we got a pretty significant hum. All right, let's pop it in, see what happens. Can you guys hear that? Huh. I don't know how to work this thing. At least it works. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, it's like a weird warble. I don't know, it could be the tape. Could be the tape too. I'd only have one 8-track. You really got to push it in. Holy crap. Yeah. Well, that could be the tape. That could be the tape because but it kind of works. Kind of works. See if it, like, you really got to push it in, but you can't hear it. Come on, Johnny. Oh, the tape broke. Well, shit. The tape broke. Well, isn't that a kick in the pants? And there's a significant hum in my speaker, in my amp. I think this thing isn't properly grounded. That's my personal opinion. Something is loose. Yep, yep. That really, that really sucks, eh? Look at that. Johnny, Johnny bit the dust. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, sorry. Look at that. No more tape. You can see just the where it broke at the splice, it looks like. Maybe I can splice it back together, but there's no looks like there's no screws on this one. It's like these weird like plastic little tabs. So I don't know if you can open it up. Maybe if I get a knife. I don't know if you can open it up. I've actually got a tape splicer too somewhere. But yeah, poor Johnny. Well, at least the motor runs though. That's good. That makes me happy. Um I think it was Johnny. I think Johnny I think it works. I think it's just Johnny didn't really do much, unfortunately. Fortunately, Johnny was too old. Anyway, well there you have it. That's pretty we cracked it open. We put in a new belt. I mean, I think we just got to get some more tapes. Seems like the 8-track player is expecting more amplification before getting to the speakers. Possibly, possibly. My speaker isn't very. To be fair, I'm using just my laptop microphone. Uh, so I'm not, and I know that like I've tried to uh demonstrate other stuff that I've done. Um, using the laptop microphone and kind of like picking up stuff in the room, and it hasn't worked out that great. Um, so that could be a bit on your end. That might be the reason why why you weren't hearing much. Um, that's something I gotta figure out. I gotta figure out some kind of like other microphone that I can use for this kind of stuff because you guys can't hear what I'm hearing. You know what I mean? So that's something that I gotta take a look at. And I will definitely get on that. Thank you for reminding me. Um, yeah, but there's some definitely like some loose stuff. Um, this selector switch is very, very loose. So we can definitely fix that. So let's do that. Let's see if we can open it enough that we can get to that too. Let's just do that real quick. I unplugged just so everybody knows they're not going to witness me electrocute myself live on YouTube. Don't even. Oh, there we go. And I think I got to take off the front panel to get to that. which looks like it's just held on by a couple screws. So let's take off this. All right. So all that stuff's off. I think we need to take off. There's like a little headphone jack here. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I will be back in 2 seconds. I need to go grab some pliers. Be right back. All right. All right. Let's take this front panel off. Okay. See if we can tighten that selector switch. Definitely sounds like there was a grounding issue too. So I'm kind of curious if maybe one of those capacitors is actually gone. That's usually that can be a culprit for grounding issues. There's all kinds of things, right? It could be a grounding issue at the jack as well, just like a dirty connection or something like that. So something I'll look into in the future when I get a working tape. I'll have to pick up another tape though. That luckily the tapes aren't very expensive, but at least the motor works. That's good. I'm gonna move myself out of the way again. I forgot that I put myself right in the front of the screen. Just give me one sec so you guys can see what I'm doing. Whoops, wrong one. Oh. All right. All right, let's see if we can get this off. Oh man, this plastic is brittle. You can hear it cracking. That's not good. It looks like I have to. Looks like there's one other screw on here that's holding it on. I think it's right in the middle here. So we'll take that guy off. If I can get in there. Why would I be able to get in there? Let's see if I can get it. Come on, man. Come on. Um, hmm. Seems like that is definitely holding it on. Um, do I have anything handy? Let's see here. This might work. Let's see if we can get it. I really just want to get this thing off. Oh, there we go. I got it. It's moving now. There we go. There's the front panel, so you guys can see that. unplug that. All right, there we go. So you can check that out. See how it's got the little, it's pretty neat, eh? It's just like a bent over piece of metal that they painted like bright orange. That's all it is. And this guy is definitely loose. Um, Interesting that it's seems to be like screws. There's screws and oh, I see. Okay. Well, let's tighten it. Just needs to be tightened. Just use this. Probably not the best way to tighten it. I probably could get a ratchet, but like I said, all my stuff is packed away. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Check out these bulbs too for the different selectors. I think they're all burnt out. It's kind of cool though, eh? It's got like old style bulbs. It's pretty neat. Maybe we'll replace those with LEDs one day. That'd be kind of fun. I'll have to check the voltage on them and stuff, but we could definitely, yeah, I think might be kind of fun. It's interesting. It's kind of interesting. Neat. Cool. Well, yeah, I need to get another tape. I imagine those bulbs would have been clear if brand new. Yeah, I think so. It looks like there's some, if you look, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but if you look in those where the bulbs go, so it's like the different selectors, the different track selection on the 8-track tape. So it's probably clear bulbs, and then they just put like colored plastic to show like the different colors. But I didn't actually notice that the bulbs were on. Maybe we should check that. Maybe we'll plug it back in and just see if the bulbs do actually come on. Because if not, well, the one bulb comes on. Here, I'll try to tip it up without electrocuting myself. So you can see the bulb for the what do you call it comes on for the radio. So that's lighting up our radio. That line now I've got it selected to the 8-track part. So you can select all the different tracks. That's sick. See, look though. Some of these aren't working very well, and they're very dim. Like it skipped one there. Sounds like this works though. This switch, you can hear the relay. Yeah, I think those bulbs are done. And then I wonder what that bulb's for. So we'll have to take the look at that too. But yeah, it's kind of neat, you know? Yeah, it seems to be a delay. You're right. But that should be on 4 now, and it's not on 4. It's not even turning on. But it's back to 1 now. See? And then I'll go to 2. Two's not coming on now, but 3 comes on. But that could be I don't have a tape in, right? Back to 1. Let's try putting a tape in and see if it changes how it behaves. So we got 1, 3, That should be on 4 now, right? But that could be because the tape is broken too. So there's a lot of ifs, you know. I got to find some mint condition 8-track tapes, and then we'll really be able to assess the damage on this thing. But it's kind of cool. I think it's pretty neat. That one, I can't believe how bright these bulbs are. But then this one is just toast. I'm kind of wondering if we can put. Let's try to test the voltage across them and see what the voltage is, and then maybe we can chuck in some LEDs. That'd be kind of neat, eh? Let's see. So it's nice and bright. Let's see. So I'm gonna take a guess and say that the bare wire. There's a bare wire across all the bulbs. So I'm gonna take a guess and say that that's likely ground. Um, that's my guess. So let's see here. We go there. Let's go to this one since it's on. I'm not getting anything. So it's 6 volts AC. 6 volts AC for this. Okay, that's interesting. And so then if I switch it over, this one doesn't seem to switch over. It's not. So this one is at 0.17 volts AC. I thought I saw light 4 on earlier. Yeah, it did. I thought so too. It looked like it did for a second. Then this one's on. That one's 6 volts AC. And then this one should be on. But I'm only getting 0. Yeah, I'm getting like no voltage on that one. Hmm, interesting. All right. Well, hmm. Okay. Well, let's check these ones. Let's see what these ones are. These ones are 6 volts as well. 6 volts AC, right? That one's 6. This one's 0.3 volts. Interesting. So I don't really know. But hmm, kind of neat. Oh yeah, see when I switched back to Ed, you were right there. 4 did light. Check this out. If I go from so that's I'm turning this the selector knob all the way to AC radio, and then if I switch it back, notice how it's brighter. Let me put it on what I think is number 4. That should be number 4. I'll switch it back. I'll see it didn't do it this time. I think these bulbs are shot. There's 3 again. That should be 4. So I'll turn it all the way to AC, turn it all the way back. I don't know. It was working. It flickered on at one point. Hmm. Although I guess it could be a lot of things, right? It could be like a cold solder joint, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, kind of neat. Everything else looks good though. I guess. I don't know. I've never opened an 8-track before. It looks very dirty on the inside of um, the mechanism. I'll show you. Could be a reason why it didn't work very well, too, right? I'll tell you. You guys can take a look. I don't know if you can go focus, but you can see it's pretty dirty on the inside. So we'll definitely have to clean it up a little bit. But it's still kind of neat. I'll look into these light bulbs though and see if we can get some either replacements or yeah, get some replacements or we'll try and swap them out for some LEDs or something a little more modern, maybe something that'll work a little bit longer. But yeah, 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 exactly. Character. It's character. And there's like a little board in here. Yeah, we'll keep tearing this thing apart and see what happens. But it's a good start. It's a good start. But anyways, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take off, guys, because I'm feeling a little tired at the moment. I feel like I need to lay down. So um, anyway, I appreciate everybody coming out. I really do. It's awesome that you guys came out for this live stream. It really means a lot to me. It really does. I really appreciate it. Um, we had who do we have here today? We had Ed, we had Disparity Bit, we had Chaz, we had Brian. It's awesome. It's really awesome you guys all came and it means a lot. It really does. Um, yeah, so just so you guys know, next week hoping to have the PCB pretty much done and sent off to either a board house or I'll have decided whether I want to do it on the CNC here. But yeah, I'll definitely let you guys know what I end up doing in that video. Really looking forward to getting that sampler done. Not just because I want to move on to the next project, but because it's been like a couple months of like development. So it's really cool. But I'm also there are a couple things that I might change. It might be a game day decision um, when I'm making the PCB, but I might make a couple compromises. Um, and I'll go into that when I make the video. But I'll let you guys know regardless what ends up happening. And yeah. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna do a little another video this week. On Sunday, I'll be dropping a video for the basement stuff, the where the gear gets made. Because I'm gonna be probably doing the lighting this week at some point, assuming I feel better. Um, and then yeah, on Saturday night I'm doing another live beat making live stream. So if you feel like coming out for that, that'd be cool too. Just gonna be chilling, just making some beats. Either making beats or trying to finish some stuff. Still trying to get my feet under me. It's been a little bit out of practice with making beats, so I'm still you know still getting rid of some of the dust. You know. Uh, so anyway, thanks again for coming. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great week. Hope all of your projects are going awesome, and I hope that you guys, yeah, have a great week and weekend. Awesome. Thanks, Ed. Appreciate it. Oh, nice. Cool. All right, guys. Thanks again. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.